Hi, you're listening to Book Chat with author Vivian E. Moore.
Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode. We really appreciate you joining us. This podcast really shows us how we can all learn, live, and thrive off of each other. By sharing our knowledge through our conversations, we will impart some knowledge whilst learning ourselves how to progress even further. Here is your host.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Book Chat. I am your host, author Vivian E. Moore. I hope everyone is having a great day. I hope you had a great week. It's been sort of hot, but hot is good sometimes. You expect that in the summer, and it could be worse, So I guess we should just appreciate the great weather, the hot days, in the summer when we're supposed to get them, when God sends them to us, and, just enjoy the seasons. And of course, we have a holiday coming up next weekend, and 4th of July, actually next Thursday. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are as well. And generally, I usually take off holiday weekends. But this weekend, I won't do that. Next weekend, I won't do that because I actually have a guest that I will be talking with. And I hope you will enjoy. Today, we were also supposed to have a guest, but she had a death in her family. So we had to postpone and reschedule for a later date. So, I apologize for that. But, things happen. So, but, as always, we still have a show to do. So we're going to get straight to it. So the title of today's show is Baby, I'm a Star. The topic is letting your talent shine through. We're all familiar with the nursery rhyme, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. I think it's one of the first ones I learned when I was a kid. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder where you are. Shining up above so high like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder where you are. Okay, so that's my rendition of it. And also, it reminds me of Prince, his mega hit song from Purple Rain, Baby, I'm a Star. It's one of my favorite songs off that album. I can listen to it all the time. I love it. And I miss Prince so much. And I know if you're a fan, you miss him too. But, but it's true, we are stars shining bright and sparkling. The only problem is, how do we get the world to see only us? I want to say the solution is simple, but that's not always true. Now, when there are millions of other stars twinkling right beside us, it's just sort of hard to, to distinguish which ones when there are, so many other ones out there. If you ever go outside at night and you look up at the sky, if it's a clear night and you look up at the sky and you can see the stars just twinkling out there. And unless you are an astronomer, it's hard to pick out the ones that actually have names. And the ones that have names, people are familiar with. They know them, on sight. So that's how we need to visualize our talent. We want to be a shining star. We want to stand out. So when people see us, they know our name. They know exactly who we are. So how do we get our light to shine brighter than the competition? Well, one way is to be original. If you're like every other star in the universe, it's hard to get noticed. What you need is a way to stand out from all the rest. Originality is perfect. As it sets us apart from the crowd, it burns brighter and illuminates our talent like no other. Everyone loves seeing and reading something they've never experienced before. Not only this, but it spotlights us for our creativity and innovativeness to be trendsetters and different while we're at it. Now, I know that I am a fan of indie movies and indie books, indie anything, because I know I'm going to get something different. I sometimes I like stories that are similar, and I can admit that. But two, I love books that are different, that gives me something unexpected. And I think that's part of the mystery of cracking open a new book, reading it, for the first time, because you don't know what you're going to get. I mean, you can always read the synopsis, and it usually gives you, details about what the book is about, but it still doesn't tell the whole story. It just whets your appetite for what's to come. And so, it's just great to be original. Now, come on, we've all seen carbon copied movies and books that we've read the synopsis and think, hey, didn't I read this book or see this movie before? Originality is a way to let your talent shine through and cast shadows on all the rest. We all want to be the best at what we do, and you can be if you're willing to work hard and work smarter. Some critics might say originality is overrated. Well, I disagree with them. And I'm also here to tell you that that's not true. I grew up in a family where I was told to be myself and not act like everyone else. Never be a follower, but a leader. And I still believe this because it is true. It's something that we learned at an early age. My mother used to tell me all the time, well, if so-and-so jumped off the bridge, would you follow them? Well, of course not, because that's not my thing. That's not what I want to do. And so that applies to being original. You need to bring out the best within yourself. Bring it out to the forefront and let other people see it. Let your light shine. Let your star shine brighter than any other that's out there. In the Bible, and even now we know that, it's biblical, but we also know that it's true geographically. If you look up into the sky at certain times of the year, generally in the winter months, if you look up in the sky, you'll see one star that seems bigger and brighter than all the rest. Well, that's the Eastern Star. So I'm like, wow, even back then, before, people knew the names of all of these different stars and things like that, you were able to pinpoint that star out. It's directional. It keeps you on course. If you're trying to get to a certain place, a certain destination, if you follow that star that's bright and that's shining brighter than all the other ones, it'll get you to that destination. It'll get you to where you want to go because it stands out from all the others. And that's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to get you to see, that in order to shine, you have to make sure that everything is spiffed up and cleaned up and original, so that way you will stand out. People who are trendsetters never allow the world to dictate to them what they should do. They set the standard, which sets them apart from everyone else. If you want your light to shine, then you must believe in your abilities. Don't be afraid to step outside of the box and let your creative light flow. It's key, folks. What I'm telling you is not new. If you have anyone in your life that's motivating you, they will tell you the same thing, because you have to think about it, especially if you're a writer. There is so much competition out there. There's so many writers coming on to the scene. I mean, it seems like every minute while we're talking, someone is just now debuting, their first book or, or series or something. So the competition is steep. And a lot of these books, let me tell you, are absolutely fabulous. I've read so many great books this year. I promise you, I wish I could just make a list of all the great books I've read and share them with the world, because there's so many talented authors out there that no one even knows about, that are making their mark, and all they need is to stand out, and they're doing that. I'm like, wow, this is so great. It's so fantastic, to see such bright and innovative new talent that's just sweeping the market. And Amazon is, I think, one of the best platforms for indie authors, because it allows you to publish your book and to promote your book, through them. And you don't even have to pay for it. That's the best part of it. And a lot of these authors, a lot of new authors, even some of the established authors are taking advantage of this and using Amazon, as the gateway to put their books out there, advertising. I'm on social media quite a bit. And of course, if you're on there, all the time, and if you are, if you look at particular things out there all the time, then of course those are the commercials or the advertisements that you will see, and so of course I read a lot of books, so that is what scrolls across my page most of the time. So and I'm not upset about it, because that's how I discover a lot of new books, a lot of new talent, by clicking on those links and go to Amazon Prime, and get all of these. Amazon Unlimited is what I was trying to say. Kindle Unlimited books, and you can, if you have an account through them, then you can get up to 10 books. You can hold 10 books on your list at a time, and and read these books for free. And a lot of them, if you like audiobooks, some of them have the audio narration, or either you can just go to Audible if you have an account with them. A lot of the books that are on Kindle Unlimited is on Audible, and Audible has this. It's called the Escape. Don't quote me on it, but it's called the Escape. But anyway, it's part of it's like a separate romance package from Audible, and it's not expensive at all. So, Audible itself is not expensive, and so you get this second part. To me, is more economical for what you're paying for it, because I think you can get up to at least 10 books on there as well, and you only pay that one price for it a month. But and I read quite a few books a day. I listen to quite a few books a day, and so, you can listen to all these books for this set price. To me, I'm like, well, this is great. I think it's compensation for, with Audible, because, you pay for the membership, but you only get one credit a month unless you stock up on them. So I only do the 1 credit a month. And I usually save that 1 credit for something that is not on that romance package, that I really, really want to read. So, I use those sparingly, because actually I don't have to, because I am, into the romance package. I have that subscription. So that means that I get to read all of these other great books. And there are a lot of great authors out there, a lot of great new authors out there that they promote. And some of them, I've read some to where, they don't have a lot of reviews on them. But those are some of the books that are under the radar, and you should click on them and listen to those books. The same thing that's out there on Amazon. A lot of the authors, like I said, the books are debuting. So, and they're not established authors. They're new, and they don't have a lot of reviews yet, because no one's actually clicked on their book and read it. But when you do that, if you go out there and click on those books and read them, let me tell you, it's worth your while, because I have read a ton of books that I was so happy that I clicked on those links and actually selected those books and read them. I was like, oh my gosh, it's a wonderful feeling, to, to find something new, find something different for a change. And remember, you are what you believe. If you believe it, then you can achieve it. Think like a star. Trust me, your light will burn brighter over all the rest when you let your talent shine through. All right, folks, that's all I have for you today. And I hope that you have enjoyed this, the show today, this episode today. And if you like this episode, I'm going to tell you how you can listen to other episodes, first through Spreaker, which is at https://www.spreaker.com/user/author Vivian E. Moore. You can also follow me like me on Facebook. You can also love me on Facebook if you want to, and you can follow me on Twitter as well. I'm God's Property 46 on Twitter and also Instagram. That is https://instagram.com/God's Property 51. Also, if you like listening to the show, you can also read the scripts, and you can find them on my blog site, which is at http://viviannemore.blogspot.com. That's blogspot.com. Also, you can listen to the podcast on iTunes and also iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, and there are a couple more that I can't remember off the top of my head. But if you go to my link on Instagram, or you go to my link on Twitter, or my link on Facebook, all of those things, all the ones that I've just given you, all of those are listed out there. All you got to do is click on them, take you straight into it, and you can listen, listen to your heart's content. And I hope you do. And also, folks, if you listen to the show, please like it. And leave a comment if you want to. If you don't want to leave a comment, but please like the show, because it helps a lot for other people to find it. If you do that, and I would appreciate it so very much if you would do that. I thank you in advance for that. And also, tomorrow is worship day. We're having Family and Friends Day at my church tomorrow. It's the 5th Sunday. So if you are within the listening area of this broadcast, then you are more than welcome to come and visit our church. Also, take some family members with you, take some friends, some neighbors, and by all means, take some children. And tell someone that you love them, because tomorrow is not promised. Today may be the only chance you get to say that. So I love you. I hope you love me back. Until the next time you hear my voice, God bless you and goodbye.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.
Thanks for listening.